Okay, so today we're going to be doing a ZvZ lesson to start off with. You said you wanted to do a roach style, so I'll do that first. So we'll talk about ZvZ first, and we'll go straight into ZvP. So I'm just going to make an AI bot to go against very easy Zerg. All settings are good. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go into it.
Cool.
So we're going to be doing a roach style because you said you like roaches in ZvZ, is it?
I actually don't like roaches at all, but I want to try learn.
You just want to have a style like for... Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I want to learn, at least try. So not only muta-oriented kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Roach styles are really solid at the moment as well. A lot of people are doing them these days.
Yeah.
So like I do this build pretty much all the time on ladder. It only works on maps that you can close the choke at your natural with 3 buildings. So like, you know, 2 evos and a roach warren or something.
Yeah. Whenever I try, like obviously I'm Diamond League, so people are worse.
Yeah.
But whenever I try to go mutas, as soon as they realize, like a good player, as soon as they realize I'm going mutas, they'll hit like a big roach timing if they're going roaches, and then my mutas pop, and I've lost a third of my natural.
This is exactly the kind of thing that you're losing with, I think. Losing too. Like the roach timing is really good against mutalist, and if you have good macro, it's going to be very good against roach play as well. So, you know, you open up with the standard 9 Overlord. I like to send my first Overlord to their natural to see if they have taken their first base, you know? That's a real indication of, you know, how the game's going to play out. And then I send my second Overlord, just see at his base, the little ramp going down. Just there, just so I can know if he's doing early link pressure. I can have a scared off in time to react accordingly. And then from here you're just droning up to 15 supply. Do you use camera locations? Do you know, F1, F2?
No, I normally use the tilde key to cycle between my hatcheries.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's really personal preference.
Yeah, I tried to use, but on my keyboard reaching the F1, F4 is really hard.
Yeah, fair enough. So, 15 supply, you're going to take a spawning pool. This is one thing that's nice about this style, because with hatch first, you know, you need good micro to hold off things like a temporal bane and stuff like that. So with this it's kind of easy.
I'm finding the current meta, people, like a lot of Zergs are opening up temple.
Yeah.
And like 15 hatch, I just keep dying because I open up 15 hatch and they just kill me.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be kind of refreshing for you, I hope.
Yeah.
So let's just say they do temporal bane, okay? So my Overlord's about to see his natural. If you see no natural, you leave the hatch finish. Wait, so I'll just say this first. You need to get an Overlord and a drone before you start your queen, because then you won't, you know, mess up on any timings. It's just the timing will work out better like that. You'll see later on in the VOD or something, the replay. So yeah, if you see a temple, you're gonna want to leave your hatch finish, and then his lings will focus the hatch down, which is good for you. You want them to spend as much time there as possible. And then you get a spine crawler and lings behind it and you're fine.
Okay, cool.
So at 3 minutes 30 seconds you're going to take your first gas. I like taking the gas over like the furthest away from the ramp, because if he gets a scout inside you might be able to deny it.
Yeah.
And that's really handy for you. So I'm about to get 16 drone saturation on my main base, so now I'm going to start rallying everything down to my natural. And this is a 3 queen opener. So you don't want to get 4 queens, you don't want to get 2 queens, you want to get 3.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to hold off against link pressure, it's kind of important to get creep out here really fast, because to your natural choke. I missed an Overlord, I think. Yeah. So you're going to want to spread a creep tumor as soon as possible with the first queen. Like that.
So creep tumor before inject?
No, you inject in the main base.
Okay, sorry, I missed that. Okay, cool.
Okay, so at 5 minutes is going to be the time you get 100 gas, and you're going to want to start a layer at that time. A lot of people, you know, they'd wait a while or maybe get link speed first, but the timings work out better with getting a layer first.
Okay.
So if I see a Lings coming at this stage, I can just make a really quick wall off with like 2 Evo James and a Roach Warren. and then bring all my queens down to defend, and it'll defend really easily.
Yeah.
It just takes a bit of practice to get used to, but yeah, it's really handy. So roughly halfway through layer, you're going to get a roach warren and an evo chamber, and the timings will work out so that they both finish at the exact same time later on.
Okay, cool.
And then finally, between 6 minutes and 6:10, take 2 gases. As like a rule of thumb, on 2 bases, 3 gases is what you want to have like constant roach production while getting 1 upgrade.
You don't take 4. Is 4 too many?
Yeah, you'll have too much gas with 4, and you won't be able to make enough drones to saturate them. So this is perfect.
And bailiness, you skip that altogether.
Yeah, you skip link speed and bailiness. You don't need them in this build.
And the spine crawler, like
nope,
you
ever
don't
get
need
one? Spine crawler either. Unless, like I said, you guys Tempool Bane, or just a Tempool, you know.
What about like say like a speedling all in? Would you get a spine crawler then?
If you feel pressured, then go for it. But typically, you can just defend with the 3 buildings at the front.
Okay. Cool.
So normally you make a few roaches before you take your 3rd base, but you know, it's fine to take it at this time if you get gasless or something like that. You know.
So when is your 3rd normally? Like 8 minutes?
When you can get it, really. It's not really important to get it down ASAP, but just as soon as you can get it, it's really important. Against Mutalisk play, having your 3rd base up and running is like pretty much a game decider.
Yeah.
Because 3 base like Roach Hydra Infester is unstoppable against Mutalisk at the moment. You just keep denying their bases over and over, and like with the +1 speed timing about to hit in a minute, you're gonna do damage with the roaches. You might deny his 3rd base, you might kill his natural, stuff like that. So you're gonna get in a really commanding position in the game.
Yeah, that's really strong. I mean, if you're going mutas, there's no way your mutas are done right now.
No.
8:30, like they're probably just morphing.
No, even a bit later. This is if they do a 2-base Mutalisk rush, which is like, you know, you don't do that in ZvZ, you know. The earliest the mutas will finish is going to be when these roaches basically start knocking on the door.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it's constant crew spread, because crew is really good for roach versus muta. So my 3rd base is finished. I'm going to rally drones there, and I'm going to bring my creep spreading queen over to inject, and that's going to be my injecting queen there. So my +1's about to finish, and this is the time you just go for the push. My timings were a little off this game because I was speaking, you know, while playing. So generally you want to hit between like 8:30, 9 minutes, around that time. This is pretty late. Mutas won't be finished by now.
Yeah.
And then you hit the timing. So obviously, you know, there's going to be situations where other stuff happens. So like, let's just say, I'll just back off now for a second, okay? Let's say if you go and you're going to like 2 evo chamber, gasless roaches or something like that, alright? You're going to want to start +2 attack like as soon as possible. And your aim is going to be to hit a big +2 roach timing. Just roaches, you don't need anything else. When you get the 3rd base up, you're going to want to get another gas, just 1. You just take 1 in your main or something. And then from here you just, you know, you get full saturation on your 3rd base. You have +2 coming, you have a gas at your main, and you're just pumping roaches from here. Yeah. You should be around max by the time you hit with the +2. And a lot of people don't really understand, but in Roach versus Roach Wars, like having carapace upgrades isn't really important. It's like how the percentages of damage works out. It's just not really important.
I remember Snoot saying that.
Yeah, this is like where I got the build off. Yeah. Like +2 against 2-2 is actually pretty even, and you're gonna have more roaches because you have a better econ, and you know you're not wasting much money on upgrades.
Let's say he's not going roaches, he went mutas.
Okay.
Would you then take more gas to go for hydras? Do you go like hydras into infestors? Like my infestor control isn't that good.
Yeah. So you don't like infestors?
I don't mind them, but I'm not that great at them. I never really played with them. Like.
Okay. Well, I'll just tell you what I do. You can do like a Hydraless Queen Nidus All-In or something like that, if you manage to deny the 3rd base and a bit of the natural. But the most solid thing to do is you get 2 Spore Crawlers in each base. 1 in the front and 1 in the mineral line. See what like I'm doing at the moment?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna want to get like 5 to 6 gases going as soon as possible.
Okay.
And you go into Infestor Queen, and that's really solid. If you have about 6 queens like walking around between your 3 bases, like the mutas won't get much done. It's really good. And then when you're pushing out, you just do a queen infestor push, and they won't be able to hold it. You just have to split against probably banelings. They like to go banelings to deal with roaches. It actually works pretty well if you clump up, which happens a lot. So you just do basic splitting, you know, like this. And then, yeah. And if you get a fungal off in the banes, it's like game ending.
Yeah.
And I think it's like six fungals, maybe 5, and then a flock of mutas can die.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so you get about 6 queens, 6 to 8 queens. About.
So you don't really go and you'd rather go infest a queen instead of infest a Hydra.
You can go into Hydra Disc after you get the queens, but this is really hard to get the gas straight away to go into Hydra Queen.
So you so it's just to defend the
okay. Like just to be safe from the initial few queens, or the initial few mutalisks. Sorry, you won't be able to get the gas count to be able to defend properly against the mutalisks. So you go into Infestor Queen, which is really potent against it, and then after you just transition to a Hydra Disc timing or something like that. And then you can hit with your +2 will finish, you hit with a +2/1 timing maybe. Or if you want, you can hit with a +2 timing with Roach, Queen, Infestor. And that's really good. And then when you're pushing, you make 2 spore crawlers per base. I like to get the 3 spores in front of the base, and I like to bring them with the push. Because queens are really slow, so it's going to take a while for them to get there. Yeah. So you can move the spores with the queens and then put the spores by his 3rd base or by his natural, and it's going to do a load of damage, and I might even kill a few overlords, and it's really helpful.
Sure, yeah, that's quite smart.
So you can take a 4th base down whatever you want, but typically ZvZ ends on 3 base versus 3 base or something like that. It doesn't really go into a late game stage much. But let's say if you do want to go into the late game, it's that type of game. Let's say it's Roach versus Roach, and it's really even. Just get an infestation pit if you don't have one already, and you go into just +3, and you do a big timing then. 4th base, 5th base, get a good econ going, stuff like that. A lot of people like getting Brood Lords as well, which is pretty nice.
Okay.
And
I remember at the end of Wings of Liberty when it was Brood Lord and Festa ZvZ, it was the most worst thing to watch.
Oh, I know, man.
No one wanted to take a fight, they just sit there.
Yeah, I think it was a GSL final when it was Brood Lord versus Brood Lord. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So versus Roach, or just Roach against Roach Hydra or something like that. Just keep making roaches, keep engaging properly, nice flanks, nice concaves, good macro behind it.
If you're going Roach versus Roach, when do you start adding in Hydras? Or do you not add in Hydras?
You can add in Hydras if you want. I prefer going Roach, pure Roach. I'll hit a +2 Roach timing and then decide from there what I want to do. I think midway through +2, maybe towards the end of it, just throw down a Hydra then. And then you only want literally about 8 to 10 Hydras. You don't want to get a big bunch, because you just want a few at the back dealing out DPS while the Roaches tank, if you know what I mean. And when you get into the late game then, you can literally go pure Hydralisk with a few Ultralisks, and then 4 or 5 queens, and that's use the queens to transfuse the Ultralisks over and over again. And then it's a real tanky, real high DPS army that's pretty much unstoppable at the moment in ZvZ. But like I said, it doesn't really get to that stage that much.
Yeah.
So
looks like a really good build.
Yeah, just again,
things to watch out for. What kind of cheese builds are really strong against this?
You need this is like we were saying at the beginning, the 10 pool. You need to be able to react properly against 10 pools. So let's say if a 10 pool comes, you see it with your first Overlord coming in. You're gonna want to get a spine crawler in your main base straight away, just one. You don't need any more, and just start massing queens. Get 4 or 5 queens. Instead of going for the gas at 3 minutes 30 seconds, you're gonna want to go for a gasless style. You don't really need the gas, even if they do go Roach, even if they do go gas 10 pool, you're gonna want to stick to just gasless queens with a spine or S2. And you don't need to take, don't feel pressured to lose your natural. It's fine. You have so much more drones than he does. It doesn't really matter. So losing your natural isn't a big deal at all.
Yeah, but then if you're not taking gas and you're adding on a whole bunch of queens, you can just go Ling Bane and expand, surely.
Sure, but then you have creep going down to your natural. You can just take your natural and then go into a Roach 1/1 timing. Joe, you have so many queens you can defend against literally anything he can throw at you. You have a spine crawler already. If you feel pressure, just put on another spine crawler. But I don't think it comes to that stage that often. Generally with a 10 pool, they're really all in, and it's very rare that they like transition out of it.
Yeah.
So that's easier with that. So let's say if you go against a 14-14 like speedling all in, on this map it's actually kind of hard to defend because the distance between your natural and your choke in the main is actually really far. You can't get a spine crawler down there and queens on the ramp. So you're gonna want to have to. I'm not like on this map. I think it's actually good to sack the natural again. But on normally you're gonna want to get a spine down to your natural, and you're gonna want to have 2 queens on your natural ramp, or sorry, your main ramp, and then have the other queens just around the place by your natural. Maybe add in another spine. That's pretty good. Generally, 14-14 isn't much of a problem with this. Let's say if you do like a 5-minute, 40-second like Ling push or Ling Bane push. See at my natural.
Yep.
3 buildings will wall that off completely, and then nothing can get in. So you just have your.
You then just put like 2 queens there and like leave 1 behind.
You have 3 queens already, so you can just put them down behind the wall. You don't need a spine crawler. You just have them there behind the wall, dealing damage to the lings, and they'll know they really can't do much damage and just go away. And you can just transfuse the buildings as well. So it's pretty good, and you have roaches out in time as well. Like typically, like 5 minutes is the time you start the layer. 5 minutes 30 seconds is the time you start the roach ore and your evo chamber. So you're gonna have like, if it all comes to all, you're gonna have about 2 to 4 roaches. If you really need them to defend, and that's going to help a lot. But like, it does take a bit of practice to get used to this style, you know, skipping Ling Bane. But I think when you get used to it, it's really, really solid, and it's good for improving your macro and just your general play.
Yeah, it looks like it really destroys Muta, like.
Yeah, like it hits a really good timing, and if your macro is on point, it's going to hit that timing on like pretty well. And even if you don't do much damage, you know, you might kill a few drones, a queen, maybe deny his 3rd base. You just go into 3 base, infest their queen.
I mean, like how's he really gonna hold that? Like,
typically you just throw out a lot of spine crawlers, and you're gonna have about 20 roaches with the timing, and 20 roaches won't really take. You already want to go all in against like 6 to 7 spine crawlers. You just back off, and it's not that big of a deal. One thing I like doing is burrow roaches, burrow movement, and just going past the spines after a while. That works a lot.
Going snipe queens and stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. And then you use burrow again, and he gets really annoyed. And he's probably not going to have a 3rd base because you denied it. Like, let's say if he does put all the spines to natural, okay, just go kill his 3rd base.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
I mean, what, like 8 meters is gonna take forever to kill your roaches.
Exactly, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
And
it's really good.
When you go to natural, he might have a lot of things. Just you know, let's say my natural is his natural. Yeah, and all he has lots of lings. Just like, you know, go right up against the wall so he can't get a big surround. And it's like, stick to the wall, hug the wall. You don't want to be out in the open because then he'll just surround you, you know?
Yeah. Just going way back, when do you take your 2nd and 3rd gas?
You take your 2nd and 3rd gas at 6 minutes.
Okay.
That's the general timing.
Regardless of how you so it's 3:30 first gas. 3 queen opener.
Yeah, your first queen is gonna inject, and then it's gonna put a creep gem, exactly.
Yeah.
And the creep gem is really, really important. That's like probably the most important part of the early game defense.
Okay, cool. And then otherwise, 5-minute lair, 5:30 roach warren and evo.
Yeah.
6 minutes to 2nd and 3rd gas, and then you get +1 attack, you get +1 speed. Take your 3rd.
When you feel safe against like on this map anyway, when you put your overlord to scout as natural, you can actually go in and scout the gas timing as well, and you'll be able to survive. So if you see gasless, just you can take an earlier 3rd base and you'll be uncontested.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, isn't gasless really strong against this? Because don't they go double evo?
Yeah, but remember, like I was saying, cart base doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Okay.
You're gonna have so much roaches with +1, and it's gonna hit a timing when they have 0-0. You know?
Oh, okay. Wow.
So like you're gonna have 20 roaches with +1. They're gonna have maybe like 10 to 12 roaches max. And even if they have 10 to 12 roaches, that's so much that they won't be able to take a 3rd base at that time. They'll have no spine. and they might have a spine. They'll have 4 queens for transfuses maybe, but they'll have 0-0. So you could like snipe the evos, get out, and then do a +2 timing, and you'll be so ahead. You could even just kill them straight out. That's what I normally do.
Oh, okay.
But like literally, just you need to watch out for the tempools. You need to watch out for the Ling Bane aggression. They're the only things that can really properly kill you. And one thing that's kind of coming to light recently is your mass Zergling. 1-1, his floodlings counter-attack all the time. This style is very good against that, because like +1 roaches destroy any type of lings. You just wall off fully at your natural, and then you just do the timing. And you have a few roaches behind the wall defending, and you're fine. It's really good.
Yeah.
So I'll try and give you a replay of this, even just this one, so you can like write down the build order and get the timings okay. You know?
Okay.
I think it's really important to write down the build, so you don't mess up.
I've done it on a piece of paper, but yeah, it'll be cool to watch replay.
Okay, that's cool. So do you want to go into a game and practice this, or do you want to move straight on to ZvP? Because I know you're saying you have a bit of trouble with ZvP.
Do you have anyone you could play this against, and I could like watch it?
I'll
just
check, see if any of my friends are online.
Cool.
No, all the Zergs are either streaming at the moment or they're just not online, so I don't really have anyone to play it against. But
Okay,
like,
no worries.
I don't think I have replays on this account either, because I haven't been laddering on this account. Let me just check. No, I just love arcade games.
Yeah, I don't really have anyone. Okay, no worries. Cool. I don't know what you want to do next.
So you said you were having trouble with ZvP, or if you want, you can do the ZvZ build. If you want to, I can watch it. Or if you want to go on to ZvP, it's fine. We have about like 35 minutes left, so there's plenty of time.
I think let's just go on to ZvP first.
Okay, that's fine.
The build looks relatively straightforward. It's just about scouting.
Yeah. So
sure not to die.
Exactly. So with the ZvP build, you said you saw the build on Team Liquid, and
yeah, I've been trying to do it, but I keep messing it up, to be honest.
Okay, so would you like to see me play it, or do you want to play it yourself and I'll review it? Or do you have a replay actually that you played recently? That'd be really handy.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Okay,
we'll
watch the replays. That's gonna be good.
Cool.
I'll make you the party leader.
Let me just quickly go through this replay on like ×8. Make sure it's
sure.
actually do the build.
No, that's fine. No worry.
But yeah, the ZvZ build looks really sick.
Yeah, I really like it. There's lots of variations you can do, but I find this is the safest against early speed or early ling pressure and stuff like that.
Did you copy it from like a pro or?
No, a former teammate of mine, he showed me it and I really liked it, so I started doing it a bunch.
Okay.
A lot of Zergs have been doing that, like +1 style lately. It's very good.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever I see it, I cry.
It's definitely good to stick in a best of X.
Yeah, because I mean, I hold it maybe, and then I like, as you said, I end up spining my natural.
Yeah, it's really
just
efficient.
such a pain. By the time I get my third up, he's already got his third. He's got all the spore crawlers down.
But there are maps that you can't do this build on. I'll just quickly run through that. So Altism, Joe, the really big 4-player map. You don't want to do this build on this map because you can't get the creep out fast enough. So if you're gonna go for roaches, you're better off going gasless 4 queen. So then you can block off the ramp with the 2 queens.
Okay.
Yonsu, the natural choke is too big to have 3 buildings to wall it off fully. So Ling Bane Islands will build order win on that map. So you don't want to do it in that map either. And there's one other map as well. Daedalus, Joe, the map that all the podcasts are whining about. You don't want to do it in that map because the natural ramp is way too far away, so you can't get creep out fast enough, and it's too big as well. So on those maps you want to do, I don't know, whatever else you do, maybe mutas and all in, whatever. Do you watch like Fenner and like Loco and stuff?
I watch Loco a bit, but I mean I normally just watch streams.
Okay. Fenner, he's this Australian Zerg. He did this guide on a build that Axiom impacted. It's like a roach ling pressure. It's really, really strong. I've been doing that on those maps. I really like it. So, do you have any replay?
Yeah, I think this one is it.
Okay.
Not too sure how good it is. I don't know, we'll see.
Invite me to the party there and we'll just go into it.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I did do the build, so it should be good. Do you want to be host?
No, it's fine, you can host.
Okay.
You need to invite me to the party though, so we can go in there together.
Yeah, I'll invite to the game.
Sick, thanks.
I'll just make you host so that you can like pause at times or whatever.
Okay, actually, yeah, that makes sense.
It'll be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Habitation Station.
Struggle. Sorry.
Habitation Station isn't a great map for ZvP because it's really hard to hold your goal base against Colossus play. They can just camp outside it.
Yeah.
So what were you saying a second ago?
Thing I really struggle with the build you did is I struggle, like I play too passive, and I struggle to actually take engagements that are worth it, because I mean,
okay,
I'll go in and they're like force fields, and I'll lose like a whole clump of my army.
Okay, yeah, if you're playing too passive, and if they're pushing out, don't engage, just go for a base race, because you're not going to have big of an army, right? You just go base race. You're going to probably have to go mutas before you want to.
Okay.
Just a quick note, that spawn pool, that spawning pool position isn't great.
Yeah.
In like, let's say you might not do it in ZvZ, but let's just say it's ZvZ. Like a 6 pool will actually snipe the spawning pool. In ZvP, if you do like a 4 gate or a 2 gate, like the spawning pool is gonna die as well. The best place to put it is like, you know, behind your gas, behind the mineral line, like close to the hatch. Just keep that in mind.
Game resumed.
Yeah, it's good taking the other base.
Yeah, that's really annoying. I hate it when they do that.
I know. I like bringing a second drone to kill the probe.
Yeah, I normally do that, but I didn't do it this time.
Okay.
Decided to be silly.
So yeah, you took the gas against Gateway Expand. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think I see the gateways. I'm sure I'll see
Okay,
them
so
soon.
he's doing a 4 gate.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see how you respond to this. You
I
see
think I end up
core?
taking a second gas, and I should drop a roach warren if it's not down.
Okay, so you see the gates.
Yeah.
Let's pause and see what's happening in his vision. Okay. He got a pylon up. Okay. You need to be really active with your lings, scouting all around the place, because like this 4 gate, 1 pylon's all it takes, and you could lose your 3rd base. You could lose the game because of it. Like, just be really, really active with your lings. You're doing the right move now, making 12 lings, because you saw the gateways. You only saw 2, but at Habitation Station, they're going to make the 2nd up in their main, because the ramp is just too small. So, you only see gateways, so you're making the right move by making the lings. But just be more active with your lings scouting around. So, popular proxy locations are here. Can you see the pings on the map, yeah?
Yeah,
Around here, around there. Their goal base, your goal base. And then just around this area. So like just have lings, like, you know,
just
attack
them around there.
Yeah, like just get your ling counter, your ling group, shift A click around the place, then shift click off one ling, and then do the other like path, shift click off a ling, and then just have them active around the map and keep a ling on the watchtower at all times. Always be watching your mini map. This early stage of ZvP is really, really dangerous. You need to be really good at scouting.
Yeah, I think. Okay, yeah, let's keep going.
Oh no, go ahead.
I think the mistake I made, I actually think I hold it, but I think I make way too many units.
Okay, good. You saw the pylon. That's really good. You missed this pylon.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure if I find it.
I find it good to. Oh, okay. You see it a bit too late. You might snipe it anyway, though, which is good. It's good to have an overlord like right here, so that you can see if a pylon goes in. You have roaches out though, so this isn't going to do too much damage, I don't think. And just to note, if you have 1 queen against 1 mothership core, the queen will win.
Yeah.
It's very important to know.
Yeah, I really wanted that mothership core.
Yeah, it's such a big deal if you get it though, because he has no more energy, and you can do a really big counter attack. It's very good.
It's really hard for him to hold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Your injects need to be a bit better.
Yeah, that's one thing I really need to practice. My injects are terrible.
Because
when I'm defending this, I just completely forget about injecting. Yeah. So I'm trying not to die.
Just try to keep it in your head. Like maybe put a sticky note around your monitor saying inject, inject. You know, something like that. So yeah, you halt the drone production to defend the foregate, but as a result, I think you under-droned a little too much. You barely have 2 base saturation. Like just now, you build a big bunch of drones, but you should definitely have more drones at this point. And he's doing a sentry immortal all in, I think. Yeah. No, he's just taking a 3rd base.
Yeah, but I came back to also just my really terrible injects. If they were better, I would have had more units, more drones.
I find that against robo openings that are macro, not all in, if you scout it, you can just go straight up into Mutalisks and skip the whole Hydra Road stage and be fine. And just go macro Muta off like 4 or 5 bases, and it's really strong. Because they have to put down Stargates to defend against it. So it's really good.
So if I'm playing in Gateway into Robo, I should rather just go straight Mutas?
Yeah, give it a try at least. You might not like it. Yeah. It's kind of hard to pull off sometimes. Like, you know, you do it off like you open up with maybe 16 Mutalisks, and then you take like more bases, get more gas, more links, lots of counterattacks.
Sulky style or what?
Yeah, Sulky style, exactly. Against Stargate openers it's not great, but against Robo openers it's very, very good.
Yeah.
So you're taking your 4th base a little too late. And just as a reminder,
game paused.
13 minutes is the time that the Roach Hydra Viper timing hits.
Okay.
Generally, okay. So that's if you know your opponent isn't gonna go for a 2 base all in, and you're just going straight up the Hive ASAP, okay. But I think it's really, really bad to go straight up to Hive if you don't know he's not gonna 2 base all in you, because a 2 base all in will wreck that like completely. So that's why I prefer to stay on Roach Hydra for a while. So it's fine that you're missing the timing at the moment, but just keep that in mind, okay?
So if, let's say I played a normal game, he opened Forge, whatever, he took a 3rd, 13 minutes is when I should be hitting him.
Generally, like
like 13, 14 minutes, 13, 30, around there.
Like, it's not a big deal if you don't hit the timing. Like, his timing is kind of an all-in and it does a lot of damage. But like, you know, we're playing a more macro-focused style, which is fine. So
but if I had, I mean, like, if we looked at like 13, 30,
you
would have probably won.
Yeah. But you didn't know he was going to do pressure, you know? So like, let's say if he did a 2 base Immortal Sentry all-in instead, you'd be screwed. You wouldn't have enough units. I don't know, maybe. I haven't really tested it much, to be honest, but like, anytime I tried or even talked about it with my friends, they all said just it's not that great, because the Hive doesn't do much to help. So let's just take a review of the game at the moment. You have your upgrades going. 1-1's almost complete, which is good. Hive has just started, good. And you have your range for Hydralisk getting the muscular augments. I think it's safe to take a 5th base at this stage, maybe a 6th even. And
I don't really play Roach Hydra a lot, so I'm kind of like, I normally play Mutaling, so I'm normally the one being aggressive, so I can always tell if he's gonna counter me.
Yeah.
But Roach Hydra, it's a lot harder to, like, is he gonna attack me now? Is he gonna attack me later? You know?
Yeah, I agree. It's just Mutaling is kind of hard to beat Stargate openers, which is really popular these days. So we'll go back into it.
Game resumed.
Okay, so early FF.
I really like that link down there. It's good for seeing Zealot run-bys, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. If it's Gateway into Robo, I must open Mutas.
You can try it. I find it pretty good.
Yeah,
you said you like Mutaling, so you'll probably like it.
Yeah.
So let's see your drones. 72 drones, pretty solid. It's good.
So it's really nice. Wow.
Your natural base isn't droned up properly. You need 16.
Yeah.
I think you should get a macro hatch, because your injects aren't great. So just get a macro hatch, because you're not going to have enough larvae otherwise.
I keep forgetting that with this build, and I think it's really harming how good it is.
Yeah,
I think that's actually why I'm having so many problems with this, just because my injects are terrible and I don't get a macro hatch.
Yeah, just keep in mind, like around 8 minutes to 10 minutes, between that time window, just get a macro hatch.
Okay, cool.
Good. Double spire, I like it. Okay, so you're about to hit a +2 timing. So yeah, disarming is pretty scary at the moment for us.
Yeah, it's got like 3 Colossus.
So like, this is why I like adding in Swarm Hosts.
Yeah. Yeah, although, I mean, now he's got the Colossus up, wouldn't Swarm Hosts be kind of bad?
Well, they'll do damage and they're free units, so they're going to be good always, you know? They may pick off a few sentries. But like, at the moment, disarming is not good enough to take on disarming.
Yeah.
Do you have Vipers? Yeah, okay, they're there. So at this point, let's just pause it, okay?
Game paused.
You can, where your army is now, maybe it's a bit more forward. Just move your Vipers in, abduct the Colossus, and then move out, just like that. Don't engage fully, just pick off bits and pieces at a time. He might get a feedback off or something, but it's fine. It's just, you know, you have a nice bank building at the moment, you know, you have your 6 base coming in, your gas is at the, oh, that's your, no, that's your 6 base, yeah. Your gas is at the 5th is coming up fine, go getting static defense, this is good for you. Maybe even a counter attack to force him to recall, so that you can get a muta switch coming later would be really, really solid. But yeah, at the moment you don't want to fully engage into this army because it's very, very scary for us.
Yeah, I think I had the wrong mindset then, because I was kind of waiting for him to attack, and then I'd pull his units in, and I think that's also where I'm going wrong. Because I'm like playing passive, but then I'm not doing what you say, where I should like kind of kill off key units.
Yeah, no, that's really important. So you didn't really understand where the army was at that point, which is kind of unfortunate. So we managed to pick off a few roaches. So this engagement was really bad for us. And now you're doing your muta switch. You didn't want to do it this early, but it's fine. Yeah, it's good. Your mineral bank is a bit too much, so maybe a lot of spine crawlers instead would help. So like, let's say if you did go Swarmos, and let's say you got about 16 Swarmos, and then you use all that money, the 2,000 minerals, to just get a complete fuck ton of spine crawlers. I think you would have been fine. He doesn't want to engage into lots of spines.
Are you always going swarm host now? Is that like kind of how you're doing this?
I've been testing it out more and more, and I like it more and more. The only thing I find kind of hard with it is holding off like multi-pronged gateway or multi-pronged like war prism harass and stuff. Oh my god, sorry. There's a rugby match on at the moment, so everyone's going crazy.
Cool.
So
so yeah, if I know it's 3 base, rather than maxing on Roach Hydra Viper, I should get at least 16 swarm hosts.
No, I'd say at least 12. 16 is max you want. You don't want to get more than 16.
Okay, cool.
And you get
and then how
during
should
locusts.
I play that to you? Like, should I like siege up his 3rd, just kind of keep him busy, force more Colossus?
Yeah, just keep mobile with the army. You know, have your storm hosts here, rally over here, then go back over here, rally like over there, and just keep moving around with the storm hosts, keep moving out the army, hitting in multiple locations. Even like a Nidus worm in the main, just to draw out his army, so then locusts can do more damage is really good. Like, you know, Swarm Host will do lots of damage to his army, and it's really scary for Protoss. He might even waste storms and force fields on it, which is really good for us.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's good for the
as you say, yeah, because then I can just pull back and I can secure like 3 bases.
Yeah, exactly. But you really want to be careful against like warp prism harass, because like, look, for example, imagine if it's warped in 20 zealots into your main base. You don't really have any static defense. You need about like, you know, 5 to 6 fine crawlers.
Okay, so if I go Swarmos, then I get more static defense.
Yep. And if you do go Swarmos, I like having like a roach group on like control group, like 3 or 6 or something, and just have them going around my bases, just constantly defending. Well, then my Swarm Host Viper army with Hydralisks is on the move with static defense and stuff. And then you're just building up a monster bank, so then you can go like for a 60 meter switch or something, you know?
Yeah.
Game resumed.
Cool.
So
Paused.
you have 40 Mutalisks. If you don't have the micro, I wouldn't be a fan of engaging this army right now, because like look how much storm he has. It's just not that great. You can split if you're a fan of, if you have good splits, then I definitely engage the army. But otherwise, just go straight to the main, because he has 1 Stargate. I think 1 Stargate exactly. Here's the 1.
Yeah,
if you snipe that, it's pretty much game. You have such a big base. You know, you have so many bases. Just do lots of counter aggression. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I engage it.
Splits could have been better.
Yeah.
How many meters did you lose? You only lost about 10 meters. That was pretty good. That was nice engagement. Hold on. Let's see how it goes now.
I think it was more him messing up than me playing well.
Yeah, but still, anytime you only lose 10 meters, that much storm is good for us.
Yeah, so now he doesn't have a lot, but I think he still somehow wins this.
Let's see how you play this out. Okay, you could have engaged the army here.
Yeah.
You need to hit before you get the big Phoenix count up, because now he's pumping 2 out at a time, which is scary for us. A good Protoss player will be pumping 4 to 6 out at a time.
So I needed to just commit. I wasn't too sure how many stalkers he had, but he actually didn't have nearly enough.
Yeah. Maybe mix in a few corruptors. 8 to 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to go for the base a lot quicker. Like with the muta switch, I don't see you going for the main base to pick off key structures. So like, let's say when you settle off the muta switch, okay, you had them all bunch up around here, and then you moved down to here to pick off something, and then you moved up to here, okay. Instead of doing that, you settle off here. I would have moved down to here to clean up that aggression, then move up to here, skip the army, and just go here, kill the probes here, kill the probes, kill the stargates, pylons, and just skip the army. Keep going around because you have so much mobility with the mutas. There's no point to just waste them on an army. Okay, just keep moving around. Okay, constant harass. It's just the Protoss won't be able to deal with that, and he doesn't have enough cannons at all to deal with the mutas. So you would have been in a really good position there.
Game resumed.
Yeah, there was a point where I was like 190 supply to like 120.
Yeah, that was just after you killed the army.
Yeah, I just didn't do anything. And now I'm losing units for no reason.
And like, look.
Thing is, he is 3-3, and I'm only 1-1.
It's not a big deal. You don't want to be engaged in the army too much. Like, look at all this airspace up here. Just go up here, and just hit the stargates.
I sometimes forget about that.
Yeah, it's really important. You need to stop the production ASAP. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. He has about 5 pylons, like covering a lot of gateways. Like pylons are so key to pick off, and like just link harass down here, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea to transition back into Swarmhost Hydralisk after a while.
Okay, yeah, because you would have so many.
That's nice picking.
But I mean, he's got Storm, which is kind of hard. Yeah, see, now I'm going for it, but as you said, too late.
It's a bit too late.
I don't kill anything.
You pick off a nice few stuff there. You still have a really nice bank. It's definitely still pretty even at this point. I actually say you have a bit of a favor.
Yeah, but he's just getting such a like total anti-muta army. I think I need to go infestors. I don't think I am getting pathogen glands.
Yeah, like burrow infester. Like you could have like maybe an like 2 to 3 infestors around here. The phoenixes are here. Pull back, pull back, pull back, and then fungal. Pick off like 20 phoenixes. But yeah, like at the moment, just go for the counter attack. Where his army is, you should go somewhere else, because his army is too strong right now.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to, but it's a bit too late.
His phoenix control isn't top notch either.
Yeah. Yeah, you pretty much shouldn't lose phoenix to mutas, right?
Well, it's pretty much.
Well, you lose a bit, but like.
Wait, are you saying for the Protoss player?
For the Protoss player, because once he's got the phoenix range.
Yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure he outranges you.
Yeah, like wait. Sorry, what's the question again?
The Protoss player, a good Protoss player, shouldn't really lose the phoenixes to the mutas, like ever.
No, yeah, that's correct. It's kind of hard when they get corrupted. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh god, no, you shouldn't have done that. Okay, nice being mannered at the end, I like that. Okay, so let's just watch that engagement one more time, okay? You were in a really good position this game. It was just that last engagement, okay? Let's quickly watch.
Game paused.
Yeah, I think I got a bit panicked and I was like, his army's too scary. I have to go now because he was killing all my bases.
Oh no, screw the army, man. Like people with muta switches, they think they have to kill the army, or even just in StarCraft in general, they think they have to kill the army to win the game. No, you just kill the bases, kill the Zcon. It's fine. Yeah. And like mutas have such a crazy regen rate, it's fine. So it's coming up to the engagement.
It doesn't have a lot of. Oh wow, we actually had 4 stargates.
Okay, so let's watch. At the moment, he has 10 phoenixes, and you have how many mutas?
Got a higher army supply, but his army is just better, I think.
You have 55 mutas. 3 corruptors, 2 corruptors on the way, and 1 muta on the way. So you're in a. I think at this point you're in a really dominating position.
Like, no, it's 3-2 as well.
Yeah. Okay, so let's watch this.
Oh, my 3-3 is about to finish. Probably would have helped a little bit to wait for the 3-3
did
armor.
Did it finish? I think it did finish.
No, it didn't.
Okay, so now.
Game paused.
Right now, he lost 6 phoenixes. You lost 4 mutas. Just get out straight away. Go, move. Right?
Yeah.
Like that was a good trade for you. You had no reason to engage right now. The storms and the archons would just destroy you. So right now, you just fall back. Oh wait, what did I do? No.
Oh god, 2 minutes.
Oh yes, I think I can skip forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Game
Wait.
resumed.
Okay,
I
so
remember.
Game
Okay, yeah.
paused.
Cool.
you were. Can you look at my vision at the moment, or is that possible?
No, I can't.
Okay, so you were down here. You pick off 6 phoenixes. You lost 4 mutas. Pull back to here, and then hook around up here, because he has no mobility anymore at all.
Gotta
You
go
killed the phoenixes.
all the way back up
Exactly. He only has stalkers and archons and
there. I can
big
pick off all the
slow units.
stargates. I can
Exactly.
kill the forge.
You see how many pylons you can pick off. See how many forges, the cybernetics core.
Do you think it's really important to kill the pylons, just like supply block
Oh,
them?
really important. Like that's huge. Like if you unpower like 6 gates, that's just huge. I think, let's say if you go for mutas and you're in the main base, the most important things to go for straight away. Stargates, they're first on priority. I'd say cybernetics core, Templar archives, pylon, and forge. Maybe class the forge a bit higher, because if you snipe the forge, they can't like mass cannon, which is really good.
Yeah, I kind of struggle. Some games I like kill all his bases. He base trades with me, and he manages to kill all my bases.
But he has like 1 mining base with cannons.
Yeah, he's got 1 mining base and got like 20 cannons around it,
Yeah.
and he just recalls.
So like this type of stuff takes a lot of practice to get used to. The base trade scenarios. Like I've been doing this like back in Wings of Liberty. Whenever I was going Brood Fester, I was going mass muta, man. I was just going mass mutalisk versus this stuff.
Yeah.
So like I've lots of practice in it, so I'm after getting good at it. But like you just have to have the game sense to know that okay, he probably has a base down here, so I need to go down there, pick off pylons, pick off the nexus ASAP, maybe with a ling run by instead. One thing that like Protoss players really like doing, which it sucks sometimes. Let's say if you go for the muted ling base race, and he just warps in like 20 DTs, and you didn't bring an overseer with you. Like you could like literally lose 100 Zerglings for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you could have just saved all of them, and then that's game ending. You know, that's really really important. So yeah, you need to be base racing more rather than engaging the army more. You need to just be more mobile with your mutas, because his army is really immobile, other than the phoenixes, and he doesn't have a big large counter phoenixes. So you would have been in a really good position to just constantly counter attack there. So yeah, just looking around at this stage of the game, I'd say you're in a really big lead. Your bank isn't as big as it was, but it's fine. You can just base race now, and it'd be really good for you.
Do you think, before I do the switch, do you think it's really good to add on a whole bunch of static defense, like all your bases?
Yeah, I used to do that a lot in Wings of Liberty. I haven't been doing it much now, but it's good. Like one thing I used to love doing is like bringing all of my drones up to like here and building like 50 spine crawlers.
Yeah, and I can't base trade that.
Yeah, exactly. Like just building hatcheries in just ridiculous locations is really good as well. So like let's say if you're base racing and
you build one like here or something.
Yeah, like even building one right smack bang in the middle here. Maybe not in this map actually, because the watchtower might see it. But like maybe one here. I love building it like here in the Protoss base, right where the pylon is. They never expect it. Just think where is he gonna last look, and that's where you want to put down the hatchery, okay? So yeah, there's more mobility and more base racing.
Cool.
I think your scouting could be a bit more better as well. Just like build a proper composition, because he was pretty Colossus low, I think. Like he had 4 Colossi.
When are the important times to scout in ZvP?
Okay,
like
so
against Forge, I normally scout like 7:30.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And against Gateway, I normally scout at like 6:30.
So I like sending my on this map. Okay, we'll say on this map.
Yeah.
I like sending my first overlord right here. You won't die from any stalker, and my second overlord is gonna go here, and you need to be looking at the gas count constantly. Okay, so with that first overlord, you can see the gas really easily. So like at the moment he's on 1 gas. Check back again at around 5 minutes 20 seconds around that time to see if he's taken the second gas, and if he hasn't, there should be alarm bells going off saying, oh crap, he's probably gonna 4-gate me or something like that. Okay, it's really rare to see anything else off 1 gas other than a 4-gate. Or as well, have you ever encountered the immortal zealot off with a war prism?
Oh god, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's really strong, and it hits off 1 gas. So those 2 things are the only 2 things that are really viable at the moment in the current meta. So just alarm bells should be ringing off. See, if he has a robo, you should instantly know, okay, Zealot Immortal coming, and then prepare accordingly. If you don't know how to prepare for that, you just don't drone your 3rd base that much, maybe 8 drones. Get a roach warren and a baneley nest ASAP. Make about 12 to 16 roaches max, and then get a load of banelings, and then focus the banes on the zealots, and you win the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, so about 6 minutes 30 is the first time I like checking. That, I think that's a good time. That's about the time the tech comes in.
Okay, cool.
And then you can do a follow-up scout later with the other overlord if you didn't see enough. And then let's just go forward a bit. Like when he takes the next base. Okay. So this time, you want to be sending in overseer scouts like as much as possible. So like at the moment, you just did that here actually, which is really good. You know exactly what he's going for. He's going for Gateway, Colossus, Forge upgrading. So you should be thinking at the moment, okay, he's probably going like Stalker, Colossus, Zealot, which is good, okay? So you know exactly what he's doing. Maybe again, at about 15 minutes, I think it's a very good time to scout. Because he could add on like 4 Stargates and just pump out Void Rays. Like, you know, Zerg is really good at like, changing up their tech constantly, but so are Protoss. It just takes a bit of time, but like if Zerg doesn't scout it, it's pretty big.
You know, once they get in the late game, they just have the gas to pump whatever.
Okay, so it's been like 7 minutes and you haven't scouted yet. Like he could just have a completely different army now. So I guess it's kind of, you need to be scouting constantly with overseers. And I like how the way you have 3 overseers with your army. That's really good, just in case DTs catch you out.
Yeah. Yeah, and like delaying this 4th, like how do I do that? I mean, like look at his own position. I can't really.
On this map, it's hard. Alright, this map is good for Protoss.
Like other maps, I should try kill the 4th, or
it's
not.
Like,
what would you say? Like keep overlords at the 4th and the 5th?
Yeah, it's good to know the time it comes down, but it's not necessary to snipe it. Like a lot of people, they think, oh, I have to deal damage now. I have to. But like honestly, I think the best way to respond to greediness, even versus Terran, is just to get like way more greedy yourself. Like just take 2 extra bases and start mining, because they're not gonna do a push right after taking a fort, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. As well, remember just maybe try mixing in some swarm hosts. I think in the guide I wrote in TL, I had like different compositions for different like styles of play. So maybe try a bit of that out. Versus 2 base all-ins, literally road chargerless will defend most of them.
Cool.
Except for that sentry, except for the immortal zealot one I was saying. Against Blink, you want to get
more Hydras and
Hydra Ling.
Yeah.
You can get like 4 to 5 roaches just to be tank. That is actually really good against all islands. Just have a few roaches. Did you watch Jaedong versus Deer in BlizzCon?
I think I did, but I don't remember it very well.
Did you see the game on Akelon Wastes when Deer did the Blink all in? No?
Yeah, when he, yeah, that was so sick when he went I think Jaedong did a burrow, didn't he?
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot recently. There's Roachling burrow. I was at BlizzCon when that happened, and it was incredible. It was just insane.
Oh, I hate you. Oh, yeah. Wasn't it in like America?
Yeah, I know a guy who knows a guy. So anyway, like let's say it's kind of easy to predict where the Blink Stalkers are gonna go. So let's say you go right here, burrow everything, walk over, arm burrow, and you just destroy everything. It's really solid. I've been doing that against All Stars recently.
Yeah, the thing that scares me with that though is what if they have an observer? Or like, do they never have an observer?
With Blink, you will not have an observer because you use a mothership core for vision. You don't need it. With robo-based all-ins though, it's kind of scary. You need to be careful with that.
Yeah. Scouts with an overseer or something.
Yeah, maybe. You don't rely on the burrow working.
Yeah.
It's just a nice thing. Yeah. It's a nice thing to mix in, you know. Like solid roach hydra macro is what's gonna win you the 2 base immortal all-ins. And positioning, Joe. Maybe build a few spines, get a good engagement going, and you're grand. You'll be fine.
Oh. How much time do you have left?
I think we started at 5, did we? So it's 6 now.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
If you have any other questions though.